How's it going, guys, and welcome back to our own video. Well, today I'm doing another talk on the video, and today I'm almost about to finish my first book in English. Well, usually I spend a lot of time with that book yesterday, reading it and everything near that. But today, I have about near 16 pages to finish it. And the most thing is I like to read that it's because I like that book. So I like that book. And of course I keep reading and even reading. So I'm going to try to have the ability to read more and more, even more books in English because it talks to them. It's just like you read a book in your first language. You are able to read that, and everything's become more well than before, and you increase your vocabulary and more words and things like that. Of course, whenever some people from another language try to read a book who isn't their first language, probably every time then there is a word then they didn't know already, but with the time these words become really more settled times, and to the time then he gonna know all the words who that place, and eventually with more practice of that other language this became more easily and fluently, and these peoples became able to do that each time more, and this became more a normal habit to way. And eventually these people who usually spend a lot of time with these kinds of reading books or doing something near that improve their English too much more than a people who doesn't keep near of a book or even read anything. Of course, we must take the control to don't spend much time there. Of course, we can spend much time there because if we spend time with other things, sometimes we spend a lot of time watching television. Why don't we spend a lot of time learning like we usually do at school or whatever? We usually spend a lot of hours with it. So why don't we spend hours and hours with a book if we have things then can improve ourselves with the main things? And yeah, this book I'm going to read more in the future and everything near that. On this occasion I was trying to read at least one book, but I almost read the last book that I had in about in the beginning of this vacation, almost yesterday. Yesterday I go there in the sofa and read, almost finish because it was great in history and everything near that. So I can keep imagining that things, and as I can create ever that in my brain and that image, that history. And I must have written that was great and everything near that. So also I thought that that history was great, and this can continue being like that because I'd like to read that. And also I think then when we are reading something, but no matter if it is or not in your language, with the time, with the practice, you become so able to do that as you are able to do other things and read other books in your first language as well. And every time that you spend some time near that, you can go ahead and study even more, memorize even more things, and consequently become more able to memorize other things and become able to understand new things. And yeah, touching a little bit this thing what we're gonna talk about. Well, on my channel, I had one video then that became blue the screen. So I thought then the best option is that turn that to two colors. So I prefer use that to. It's better use that older filter than use the blue screen like it was before. So I talked to them, I did this fix, and yeah, that was became more greater than before. So I talked to them better as well. In this videos I'm doing, until now I'm doing one after other, like a routine. Today I do, tomorrow I do, tomorrow I do other. But I'm going to do when I have fun and when I have some when I became inspired to do a video or something near that, I go ahead and do these videos. I'm not trying to do a video forced, if I can say this to me, and I'm gonna only do a video when I become inspired to do, or when I have something to talk about. Of course, sometimes I get inspired but don't have what exactly talking about to do, so eventually I keep in a video creating new things to talk about, and eventually, but this is another history, so I can do that because this is a history and this is a thing that I usually do. Learn a new thing and eventually, yeah. I decided to create this channel just for knowledge because in that other channel I have this series about talking long videos, but that time I had another name. But there, partially, I spent a lot of time with that language. I mean, with that kind of video. So I thought to them, wow, these videos are awesome. Why don't I keep this, but with another channel, Spirit, to do that? So this I thought that I probably can do, and I did. So here I am. I created a new channel called Adjustments Knowledge, and here I do videos like I thought I'm supposed to do, and of course I shared it, and yeah. So I decided to create a channel and fix it and these kinds of videos. Eventually, I can charge this, I can do other kinds of videos, I can do more shortly videos, I can do whatever thing that I wanted to do, but for now, I prefer to keep doing these videos as well, because I thought then as much as do that video, as much my English is gonna be improved by very self, and eventually I don't have to spend main time with other things to try to force my English to go up, because eventually with this channel my English is going to growing up, and I became each time more able to talk in English. I became each time more sometimes to forgot a word that I'm usually to use by whatever moment that I am, and eventually my English is going to improve as fast as like as fast as I don't know, but I'm learning how to globe like that things of slang they usually use. Yeah, this is one thing then we can improve as fast as I can, and I do like it, and I want to really miss this opportunity to read a book, to do videos. Of course, I told you before, but I'm going to keep telling that is in this vocation I'm going to spend all the vocation by reading books and reading books, studying English, improve my English, doing videos and things near that. Book also is better, and eventually going to improve my language and as well. On my channel I'm going to try to keep the quality, keep the video, and when the video became the bad quality like that before than this, yes, before that video, and became blue, I try to fix it as the best way as I can do, and eventually I must put that filter black and that filter in with twice color, and eventually, yeah, I can charge it, and if some quality wasn't like I expect, I'm going to do my best to try to fix it, and eventually this video is going to be as better and better, and my English is going to improve each more, and probably it's becoming really more sometimes than I miss one word, or I didn't know how to pronounce something, or even I miss sometimes with yeah, so it's going to be each time more sometimes, and I can watch movies, I can watch interviews, I can watch documentaries and things near that, because with more and more time spending with it in one language, for example this English, it's a time then I'm going to improve it myself, and eventually my English will be as well as before, and this thing is going to be repeated and repeated until my English is going, I don't know, to almost be a native or something near that, because I like too much to spend many time with this language, and also if I have a opportunity to spend with a video or with a book or with a documentary, a movie or whatever, this kind of thing, then I'm gonna have how to improve it, and I'm eventually going to use that as my favorite, of course. And my channel I have the probability to do videos whenever I want, and whenever I don't want I cannot do that, because I can do videos whatever I want, and if you don't do a video but I think then that was awful and I doesn't have how to fix it, of course I probably can publish it to lose my job, but also I'm gonna try to keep the quality of my videos and things near that. Course, I'll do as I can possible to improve my self-content, and one thing that I can use to improve my self-content and my quality and myself in English as well is studying, reading books, doing videos, watching commentaries and things like that, because this then is one thing that can improve myself in English and improve the content of my old channel at the same time. And of course, with the time this can be improved, and each time more people is going to watch that, and every time this content is going to be more viewed by the other peoples. And yeah, this is my objective of my channel, is improve my self language and even improve a self video and things like that as well. And every time then I do other videos, I try then, wow, this is a thing that I wanted to do, or when I try to create a new series. Of course, the main series on my channel is that, because here I can improve my self language, I can improve myself with it in English, and as well. And every time that I do another video, I try then be more specific and fluently, clearly, and every time then I try to talk like a native usually do. For example, this one I'm trying to talk a little bit more fast than I usually talk in English. But every time then I try to create anything new or improve a new activity or something near that to improve my brain or my knowledge at the same time with the title of my channel, I try to be as creative and as clearly as high quality as I can, because I know then sometimes it's becoming really hardcore to improve more than it's improving. For example, my English right now, the only way, there's main ways to improve my English right now, but one way then I can use is reading book, doing videos, watching things in English to improve myself pronunciation and myself understandable about that language, and eventually this is gonna be more so well and far, and of course I can improve more things in English. And yeah, and a good thing is the English, we spend as much time as we spend with this language is that time then we don't lose, because whatever time then in our life, if we keep practicing, don't must be so agitated like that, but also whatever time then we spend time with it, we're gonna to use this before and even before, and this one thing then we can also use. And yeah, this one thing then I can keep with me by the rest of my life is when I acknowledge. Eventually, sometimes in my channel, I'm going to try to be creative or create poetic sentence like I'm doing now, but also eventually I'm going to try to keep this focused and try to be clearly and try to teach something. Of course, yeah, I don't know how to professional in this area, but also I try to do my best with videos or something near that. And my objective of my channel every time was improve my self language and improve my improve my English with it. But also with the time I talk to them, my English is getting us up, then I can improve my channel with myself. For example, learning a language, learn one thing, learning another until I have the level to improve almost 100%. I mean, exactly, some words doesn't have some ends of things like that, but some language, but every time that I spend with a new language or something near that is a thing that I can use in my favor, and yeah, it's a thing that I like too much to do. So I talk to them, yeah, this is one thing that I can use, I can improve it myself, and eventually in the future I can use it in my favor. For example, doing a, I don't know, translate something, being the translator, and yeah, this is one thing that I wish be guys. Go ahead, learn this language, learn that. Of course, in my English, I know how to express myself, I know how to speak exactly, but also there's main rules and grammars that I'm already learning in English course, so this cannot be as fast as being now, and eventually my English is going to be so natural. I wish to be, because now I'm reading many books because I have a lot of times to do it. But even when I don't have how much that time, I'm gonna try to spend time with it and eventually improve myself language and things like that. Because I talk to them, this is what I wanna do. I want to do things relaxed by English, because the English, let's agree, the language. The English is the things that I must spend all day with it, because I do videos, I read books, I watch documentaries, I watch gameplays, as you can say that in English. I watch many things in English because I talk to them. This language is one thing that I'm going to carry out my life with it, and eventually I can do something related by this. Constantly can happen then sometimes some words or something here that doesn't exactly happen then it's supposed to do, or I miss some words or don't have exactly all this time. Of course, every time you're going to have a lot of time because every time you're going to focus it, first of all in English. The thing then I must going to focus it and I talked in my life is with English because I just simply like so much to do things in English, like to think in English, to read with histories in English, to literary books in English, to spend many times with this language because I talk to them this language isn't so often then I'm going to lose time because there is a language that I can use that myself. There's job to I work with it and there's eventually things that I can improve with myself to do that, and every time then spend with new things like for example this English, and I think then is a thing that I'm going to improve eventually, and consequently with the time this is going to be as well as before. And I thought then these kinds of analytics, for example, this is our English and with the instruction as training is going to be as well as before it was. And I thought then this is one thing then we can improve as well, and before we can enjoy, deserve it, and what exactly we did. For example, we can work hard in English by many years, and after that we enjoy of our enforcement. We deserve it. For example, when we spend time studying English, and after time you're going to we move to a country who is speaking English. So there we are using our things that we deserve to do, and also at the same time we are using our second language, but the second language turns to be the first language because we spend more time with that language than your hometown language, if I can say that. And yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm trying to do that. Actually, I think then I can be able to do that because I work really hard in some things. For example, reading books, doing videos to improve my English, watch documentaries, watch interviews, watch companies in English, and do as much as I can to improve myself language and improve all my sentence, my vocabulary, and try to don't miss some words. Memorize means the main things, and eventually this one thing then we can improve at myself. And I thought then this is eventually going to grow up to myself in English. And that's it. Especially when if you are doing another language, for example, it can be whatever you want, French or Spanish or whatever. Spend time with it. Of course, if you are in the beginning of this course, this can be a little bit hard, but with the time, with the practice, everyone can get there. Everyone can spend a lot of times with it. Of course, no one wants to go move to other country who speak English like I do, but I like to do it. So I'm gonna have a lot of experience to learn in English because I thought that I'm going to learn this language, and I'm going to in the future move to a country who speaks English. And yeah, this is my main wish. I just move to a country who speaks English and improve each time more. But now I cannot do this already, so I'm using this as my favor. I'm using this to study and to memorize your words, memorize the sentence, memorize it, as much as I can do, and eventually became able to go at country who can also speak in English and think near that as well. And every time then I spend a lot of time with in English. For example, yesterday then I go there in the sofa and the couch and the armchair, and then open that book and read almost 7, almost 8 hours read a book because I thought that this can be improved as much. And yes, today I can tell as fast as yesterday, and today I'm have more and even more creativity, and I can think more things more fastly, and also at the same time I think my pronunciation, my until my listening read that book improved as much because now I can even understand exactly more clearly what exactly I try. And yeah, eventually I must have spent a lot of time learning new grammar, but this I do in a course. So there, I usually that example time to try to learn as much grammar as I can do, because the grammar is one thing that I cannot learn at home, like I'm doing with listening, doing with talking, speaking, probably more exactly, and the reading and the writing. These things I can improve it myself, but the grammar I can't. So for this reason, is a reason as my grammar in Chile is not so advanced like is my speaking, my listening, my reading, my speaking as well. Sometimes I spend a lot of time trying to be as succeed and as great at the language as I can, because I talked in this language you're gonna be read about before, and I can deserve this, and I told you before, but I can keep talking this is I talked in English. I think that I can deserve this before, so I'm going to work hard, I'm going to read many books, I'm going to read many things, have a completely plenty in English right now to be far. I have a time to deserve of this, work hard, and tell that yes, I have all this because I work hard, I read many books, I improve myself in English, and spend a lot of time doing video by the YouTube to improve myself in English and become as fluently to speak as normally as I can. And every time eventually my English can be growing up and growing up at a level as I can go ahead and say, well, I almost a native by myself in English because I work hard with it. And yeah, I think then this can be happening with all things that you want, but the English is a different way, because here I can do a video, I can write histories, I can speak different things than my main language, and as well at the same time I can improve my listening about this. Of course, even if you have some try to understand one thing, for example math or whatever these are, of course you not even have this ability to do video or even try to speak in or improve your writing, or you'll read stories about it. But we can do this with language, no matter language, it can be French, and even in Portuguese is my main language. There's many bugs for many curses to in other countries and countries to people learn this language. Of course, there's no like there's in English. Almost everywhere in the world have some courses to improve your English. I think in Chile, country who speak already in English, there's some courses to speak in English. So I thought then this is one thing that you can improve with the time, if you work hard and evening, and be improve it. Yes, simple. How much time we spend with it is a time then we can use and we can apply to ourselves before, and this gonna be one thing then we can deserve too much before, because there we can go back and say, look at this my hard works. Well, this started for one thing. This thing is exactly is results of about what exactly I did. I work hard. I work hard really simply, but now I have this thing, I have how to deserve of this work hard, and eventually something then we can become really proud of our stuff, because we go there and say, look at back, look at things that I did. For example, in the future, if I keep with my channel, probably I can, but if I keep with my channel, look back and watch that much videos that I did, and each time doing more and more videos to improve my pronunciation and things near that, and yeah, in the future I'd like too much, and I really want to work with something who once again must use my English, because in the English is a thing then I must become proud of myself, because not only in English I spend more and more time learning things, reading book, reading things, reading letter, watching documentaries and watch things near that. Currently I started to study in English, not exactly studying, which is school, doing things like that, but when I was 7 years old, I spent time watching things in English, for example, yeah, some cartoons and things in English. I don't understand nothing, but that was the beginning. That was the beginning. And with the time, I keep more time watching it, memorizing words, memorizing things, until sometimes then I go there and go into a course, improve even more myself language to become able to work hard and work even hard than I'm doing right now, and eventually this one thing then can happen. I can memorize more things and can improve myself language with many things, and there's many ways to improve a language. For example, I'm doing this in English, but now I think it is the best time to improve myself in English, because now I have how to practice with this camera, and I have other things to practice to improve myself in English. For example, that bug, that course that I'm doing, that video that I'm speaking with this camera. I'm using my camera at the same time, because now the seminars, the presentation, the things near that is becoming each time more easy. Because there I have minus shame than I had before. Constantly, every time I became ready to do a presentation, became shame, because this is a normal thing that the human do. Is you go ahead, go in front of many people, and of course it's normal we become shame with ourselves with this. But this one thing we can eventually fix it, and yeah, this one thing else we can fix, and eventually this is going to be more useful in the future as well. And every time then I spend a lot of time is in English talk to them. This one time then I gonna deserve it before, and I have about with this before, because I've been working hard and reading books, I'm reading things and improve myself in English. I become as fluent as I can to in the future don't miss any words, don't miss some pronounce. If someone told something in English, don't miss exactly these people did, and eventually improve ourselves. Yes, and became able to go there, be a translator, be I don't know, a teacher or whatever. But also my main objective is be something to as I can use the English, because the English is one of the things more I have to opportunities, I have more enthusiasm to use that. And my inspiration, I think then that is do something related in English, and with the time try to move to another country who also speak in English fluently. And this one thing that is like so much to do is go ahead, study in English, study that, study other things. But also I'm going to try to every time spend main time with it, memorize things, and be as professional as I can with this language, and try to talk like a native from there, as memorize main grammars, main words, memorize main pronunciation, and became as able to create words to memorize, to talk with someone who also speaks this language as a very native, and try to improve as much as I can with this language. Yes, yeah, there's a thing then I try to improve, and yeah, that's it. So probably there in the world there's main people that know this language already, know main things, main words, main language. But also I thought that if we do our best, we can become as better as we can to do main things, and also eventually we can improve our self-language, and eventually this is a thing then we can use, by ourselves things, and yeah. And usually we're going to spend some time with this before, and we can observe that. But I use that as example of migration, going to a foreign country who also speak English fluently, and this one thing as we can use our enforcement or hard work is also at the same time then I like to use myself in English to do this. So my main objective, I think, is to go to another country who speak in English and live for that. Because I thought then I'll work hard, going to have be deserved before. So also, if you work hard in math or in whatever things, can be a language, can be a other things, for example, things in subject in school. Every time, sometimes you're gonna deserve this before. Sometimes this really is fast, but sometimes it's really latery, things like that. A good example of this is the same hit tip. Well, here we do a video, and after some time, if the video was good or something like that, you have the feedback. So some people watch it, some people only comment below, and this one thing that we can use at our favor, and yeah. But also this happens with almost everything, then we have to work hard. Unfortunately, sometimes this doesn't happen for, or if you became, for example, let's suppose then you work hard in a language, for example English, and when you have the opportunity to show this English, you became worried about it. So here you cannot show exactly what exactly you spend time with it, and yeah, and this thing then unfortunately happen. But if this happens, probably there's main other chances to improve your self language and improve your pronunciation. Until a time then you're gonna to spend a full vocabulary for one language, and each time you become more seldom times you doesn't know some words or something near that, and eventually it's gonna happen. But if this happens, don't make any sense about it, but take advantage about it. And every time that I spend time with this other language, I improve myself, I improve myself vocabulary, I improve many ways to grow up professionally in my life, because there I can be able to move to other country or things near that, and yes, these things can happen in the future as well. So yes, this was exactly a video when I'm talking about that. I'm gonna to spend many times with reading books, reading things in English to improve myself in English, and that's it. Go ahead if you are learning new words or some new language or something near that. You can go ahead and work hard about it. So that's it. I hope you liked this one of the videos about Donkey Talk Longcast number. I thought then is number 6. I'm not sure about it, but that's it. I hope you liked it. Bye.